Kuzusambo, you're watching Bhutan This Week, a weekly news magazine program with me, Srinda Magalson. Our top stories. More women are diagnosed with depression and anxiety in the country. The first batch of medical specialists from the Gesagebo University of Medical Sciences of Bhutan will graduate in 2018. And the Chief of Police resigns after 36 years of service to the nation. More women are diagnosed with depression and anxiety as per the National Referral Hospital. Doctors say women feel more emotions than men. Anxiety is a feeling of nervousness, fear and apprehension. Depression is a persistent feeling of hopelessness and sadness.
Anxiety was the highest case of mental illness recorded at the National Referral Hospital, followed by depression. Also, more women are diagnosed with these illnesses compared to men. Last year, the number of women diagnosed with anxiety and depression were double the number of men.
Women are twice as likely to suffer from depression and anxiety compared to men. Studies suggest that compared to men, women are subjected to fluctuating hormone levels. Women also feel more emotions than men. Women are more expressive, so they are likely to seek help when they do not feel well or see symptoms. Men don't come forward. They hardly express what they are feeling and then they depend on alcohol.
These mental illnesses, if not treated, can lead to disabilities, impairments and also increase the risk of suicide. Dr. Senchudoji says stressful people have more chances of suffering from these illnesses.
Our children are exposed to much more stresses. There's a lot of migration from rural to urban migration. The family structure is changing. Families are becoming nuclear. And there's a lot of time in their hands. So they do all sorts of things. They influence each other. There's less parental guidance or less societal support to keep the children. Growing competition, there's lack of jobs. A lot of children, although they're educated, their aspiration, they can't fulfill their aspirations. Also a lot of alcoholism, drugs, things in the society.
With more stress, the illness is only going to increase. But now, more people are seeking help. Youngden for BBS News.
With the launch of the Center for Research in Respiratory and Neuroscience, Bhutanese will no longer have to go to neighboring countries to diagnose lung, muscle and nerve disorders. Gesagebo University of Medical Science of Bhutan will provide clinical services to the patients. The university will deliver services such as lung function tests and study of muscles and nerve cells. It is the first of its kind in the country.
First one is the nerve conduction study lab, and then under that we also have the muscle studies. And then also in addition, we have something called HRV, it's called heart rate variability studies. And that actually looks up, or gives a measurement of how you're doing in your autonomic system, autonomic nervous system. Okay? That's very important system in the body, especially physiological aspect, maintenance aspect. And then other one is the respiratory lab.
People have been traveling to India just to diagnose lung diseases and neuromuscular disorders.
Now that this center is established, the doctors from periphery or the doctors from JDW-NRH can refer these cases to relevant specialists. If it is a lung problem where they want the patient to undergo the pulmonary function test, then they can send to one of the medical specialists, and the medical specialist can send the patient to the center.
The center is also planning to start another facilities to help detect abnormalities in the brain. Sangi Shizom for BBS News. Water shortage continues to affect the residents of Chanzamto, Changgidaphu and Changjiji in Thimphu, when other places enjoy 24 hours water supply. Thomde supplies water to these areas, but the residents get water for just half an hour a day, which is barely enough.
Some of the residents in Chansamto wakes up as early as 6 in the morning to fetch water from nearby areas, and it is a daily ritual.
Nothing can be done when there's no water. We have to bring water from there to clean our house. There is no water to wash our clothes.
They are not alone. The residents of Chanjiji are also grappling with water shortage. Every household here are forced to keep a person at home to store water, which is supplied only once a day, but that too is erratic.
치루 사치다 도바 사치 좀 좋은 걸 아니보다 님니 기반나 사례 좀 좋은 도순되는 거 아니보다 스토어 베비샤고 비 추드 선에베 나슴 강일 타는
추디 카님 뭐이발라 카자 도바 아치 다리 마운 다리 치루 옴가 다리 치루 마운 마친 데가디 벨랑가 메시베무 메라 게momda 아치 멜라메 데림도 베다디 마파라 멜라멜라.
This tank stores water for Changsamto area. It will be filled only after other tanks at Motitan and Changkankar are completely filled. The tank is at Changidafu and it is nearly empty. The Tomdi plumber attributed to the problem to increasing number of buildings sharing the same water source.
If all the house owners could install tanks in the ground floor of the building, then even if there is less water from the source, water can be stored in the tanks. Then the water can be pumped to the tank atop the building.
But the problem is expected to be solved by 2018. The Tomdi is looking for a new water source. Tamchuzam, BBS News.
Meanwhile, it will take a little more than a year before residents of Thimphu city get sufficient drinking water supply, according to Works and Human Settlement Minister. Limpo Doji Churin, during the National Assembly on Tuesday this week, reported a mega water project is underway in Dodena, north of Thimphu. Nganglam MP Chora Jamso cautioned the minister on the progress of various water projects in the country and its distribution. The minister said every day Thimphu city is short of 2.9 million liters of water. It means some 14,500 people in the city do not have access to proper water supply every day.
Thimphu gidi nga chi milop beochin dato milop di bumchida tongtra kechi jiyu la nga chi milop di te tungchugi gadimchi gobogo seochin dato kongi tungchu gomidi kechi jida cha gela animchi million liters per day animchi gobela te dato nga chi gadimchi jindo seochin kechi chida cha gu jindo se shunila dato animchi jindo te nga chi legil bomb chi yese shunila ani legil digi the 15 million liter per day gi the ani di ya dodena ingla chui kadi te ani jimi gale yepchi bumni lu chabigi chudi kad kagule ondo se shunila.
And the mega water project in Dodena is expected to be complete in September next year. Minister also said similar project is underway in Samrup Jonkar.
Te Samrup Jonkar gi nga chi legil bomb chi yese shunila 2.5 million liter gi million liter per day gi te nga chi legil chi de ADB gi khatulebe chapchon andi gi be yese shunila ani yubi gale dato pa samjong gi milop di tongta gude chi mela Teta ani tungchudi da ngachi da sampe di drumni ani dubi gale yupchi tontra kechi chi hapchilu te dil lami gi chuila.
Around $500 million from the Government of India is also allocated to address the problem of water shortage in Mongar, Paro, Tsirang and Phuntsling. Sringdama Galton, BBS News. The first batch of medical specialists from the Gesa Gebo University of Medical Sciences of Bhutan will graduate in 2018. To address the shortage of specialists in the country, the medical doctors are undergoing specialization courses at the university. The Gesa Gebo University of Medical Science of Bhutan is an autonomous university mandated with the conduct of education and training program in medical and health sciences.
14 doctors are currently undergoing specialization courses at the university in Thimphu. 8 more will join them from July this year. Prior to the existence of the university, doctors were sent abroad for specialization courses by the Health Ministry. Now, with the courses available in the country, doctors can not only undergo specialization courses but also attend to the patients.
As we progress now, our wish is that maybe subsequently, with a lot of support from the government and civil service commission right now, since their training here over 4 years is seen as considered as active service, and they're not losing their seniority. At the same time, they're within the country in our own Bhutanese context, trying to learn from our experienced consultants and faculty members. I think subsequently by next year we will be able to open up more programs.
According to Dr. Ugen Dofu, the Director General of the Department of Medical Services, today there are 57 medical specialists in the country, but Bhutan needs additional 163 medical specialists. The university launched the postgraduate residency program in 2014. Sunampem for PBS News.
Bhutan will have a modern automated weather forecast and warning system by the end of this year. It will help forecast weather patterns and climate variability in the country.
A total of 99 automated weather stations will be installed across the country. Once installed, Bhutan will be able to generate real-time hydromet data linked with World Meteorological Organization's global telecommunication systems. And such data will facilitate enhanced early warning for vulnerable communities.
It's our vision also to make Bhutan a hydromet informed society, so people can take informed decision in terms of so many things, be it in terms of disaster, be it in terms of socio-economic undertakings like agriculture, hydropower, aviation, even health sector would be benefited by the information that we would be providing.
He added that majority of the works have been completed by now, and installation works will begin by next month.
We have done all the civil works, all the site development works across Bhutan. It's completely done. And even if you talk in terms of equipment, the station itself, the hydrological equipments are coming all the way from Germany, and meteorological stations are coming from Slovakia, and all 32 hydrological stations are here in Bhutan, and 20 met stations are here in Bhutan. So 40 more to come. So by the end of this year, we'll be installing everything.
Currently, there are over 130 various weather stations across the country. The new automated weather forecast stations are being installed at a cost of $4 million with support from UNDP and Global Environment Facility. For Sonam Sering, Namgye Wangchuk, BBS News.
Lack of power tiller operators was one of the concerns after the government started providing these farm machines. Some took this opportunity to make a living or earn some additional cash.
"30-year-old Jampil is now always busy ploughing fields in Nangkhor-Gewog in Shemgang. An electrician by profession, he left high school. And he is the only one who operates the power tiller in the Gewog and is always in demand.
I
learned to operate power tiller here in the village since my father owned one. I have no formal training. When my father brought the power tiller, actually I was the one who taught the villagers to operate. Life is comfortable if you are educated, but for me it is fine. Even if you are a university graduate, these days it is difficult to get jobs. I earn 600 niltram per day and it helps me a lot.
He earns about 18,000 Newton every month and meals come free.
I start ploughing from 8 am, takes 1 hour break at 12 and work till 5 in the evening. I can plough about an acre of land in a day. Fields that were left fallow are being cultivated now. We are thankful to the government for providing us with the power tillers.
But if there is a major breakdown, it will be a problem for him. The machine has to be taken to Agriculture Machinery Center in Gelifu. But for now, Jampil continues to earn and the sound of the power tiller reverberates in the villages. Compiled for Pema Samdrup, Sunampem, PBS News.
Over 1,500 volunteers have so far contributed labor at the ongoing Wandi Forazong reconstruction project. Project officials welcome more volunteers since it helps to speed up the construction process. People from all walks of life come at the project site during weekends.
Today, 85 students from College of Natural Resources are helping the workers to reconstruct the Wandifora zone. They engage in dismantling old structures, carrying stones and mud, giving a helping hand to over 300 workers here.
Even if one person works for 5 minutes or a big group comes to work for several days, it is of great help to us. Whatever they do, it helps to cut down the work for our permanent workers. A genuine effort from the volunteers in such windy and dusty atmosphere is a great moral support for us.
The volunteers take this as a great opportunity to serve the nation.
Today we are here because we heard about the opportunity to provide our service and we were very excited. We have just started our work and we will continue for 1 week.
I feel this is an opportunity for us to serve the country. I think we should take more interest in such projects. I was sad when the Zong was razed to ground by a fire. Since then, I was hoping for such opportunity, and I'm happy that I got one today.
People are also serving toka to the workers. So far, workers received nearly 100 toka. The reconstruction project began in January 2014. The zone, which is over 300 years old, was completely destroyed by fire in 2012. From Wangdifodra, Komal Kharka for BBS News.
The Chief of Police officially handed over the office to Additional Chief of Police on Monday this week. Brigadier Kipchu Namgyal was appointed as the Chief of Police in 2008. So as he takes leave, we look back at his 36 years of service to the nation.
Right from the school days, I had ambition to join police. As such, even during my school days and until the graduation, I made 4 attempts to join police. So on the 4th attempt, I got in thing. I'm happy that the place where I had the ambition, I could join and I could finally come out with as the Chief of Police. So that is the greatest satisfaction and that is the biggest pension for me.
After realizing the first stepping stone, there was no looking back. Driven by his passion for the job, he lived up to the expectations of his seniors and left a trail for those below to follow. As he assumed the post of chief in 2008, he prioritized improving accommodation and transportation of Royal Bhutan Police. A year later, he was promoted to the rank of brigadier.
The Kanwa Gobe Chimdisu, Rawan Disugi, Detok, Dunamchirabu, Udu Tache, Umbi, Namdilu, China, Duchu, Zachop Tonshop, Benizani, Kidizina, Shinibin,
Macharagi, Lekuna, Yargetom Mase, Tipshigi, Mr. Dachigai, Chilam to say, Kateta Zuno Nominati, the Missy Yongi Karagi, Kisai, Sishinvina.
As the police chief, he initiated online police security clearance certificate system. He introduced information technology in the force to computerize all police workstations. Brigadier Kipchu Namgyal also brought reforms in prisons and started remission and open-air prisons in 2010. He introduced the Police Youth Partnership Program to educate youth on laws and prevent crime among youth. And for this, he is popularly known as Uncle Chief. He also started other police partnership programs.
The Datusinchi Hogi Labudalu, the Nasu case Nadi, Gati Jurura, Hogi, Legion Bera Bidubala, and the Digi Datu help the Machila to the Torigin Juru, the Shosho Montolo, Doro, and Jumbera Legion beyond Senodi.
Although the chief handed over his office today, he will officially resign at the end of August this year.
침결 야파 교묘되기 돈은 배고파진 침결기 인경곡 깍탑디 마찬가지 배고프디 남이 섬이 계시 예삼나나로 청어디 짬디 고갑 상고 내샤르 유 드베도 뉴세기 서디 마더플레 짜마다 저진 림지로 다리 숨기기 림바 지지디 내심배 주주 수위 말하마들레
For now, as he retires an accomplished man, he plans to rest for a while and spend time with his family. Tamchuzam, BBS News.
The Finance Ministry received some 92 pool vehicles from various government offices since January this year. This is in line with the letter from the Cabinet Secretariat last year asking the government institutions to surrender pool vehicles beginning this year. According to the Cabinet's directive, there are 289 pool vehicles which have been used for more than 15 years. And all these have to be surrendered to the Department of National Properties under the Finance Ministry. The letter says this is being done for the safety of the government officials using old vehicles. It also states that there will be no replacement for the withdrawn vehicles. The government decided to withdraw pool vehicles in a phased manner as pledged and also as recommended by the Second Pay Commission. Potatoes and spices, all these ingredients that go into Happy Chips are all grown in Bhutan by Bhutanese farmers. With the intention of encouraging farming and cutting down imports, Happy Green Cooperative brings a story on Happy Chips from the happy Bhutanese farmers.
This is where Happy Chips is produced. There are 9 people working at the factory with different responsibilities. There are many factors contributing to the success of this production. Farmer Sange walks happily through the potato field in Paro. The hard work will soon be ready for harvest. The cooperative also has a farm in Gelifu.
So this is the potato we are actually growing for the Happy Chips. So in this case, we are growing a potato which is called the K. chipsona, purposely growing for the crisping variety.
The goal of the cooperative is to create a circular economy where they grow, process, consume and recycle in the country. This way, the cooperative provides a stable market for the farmers. The cooperative hopes to revitalize rural communities, enhance Bhutanese agriculture through added value, and change the perception of agriculture, especially among youth.
Connect also the product to the farmers, and so with that we are creating a link between the rural and the urban areas, the consumer and the farmer, and we want to bring them together again and show people where the products that they consume actually come from, and give it a different value than just a piece of food in a package. Yeah.
Some stores selling the chips have already stopped importing potato chips since there is a good demand for Happy Chips in the market. The cooperative also launched a new flavor called Bhutanese Spices last week with all the spices grown in Bhutan.
All our spices are sourced from Trachuka village in Punakha. All village households there are member of cooperative, and Happy Green Cooperative has built them greenhouses and is helping them upscale the production of spices. We are also planning to build drying facilities, and we'll train and employ local farmers there.
Currently, Happy Green Cooperative, established in 2011, has 18 farming households, 52 active farmers, and 19 youth members.
When I buy this Happy Chips, not only will I get to enjoy the unique flavor, I'll also get to contribute to the environment. Firstly, I'll get paid when I return this package, and then these packages are recycled by Green Roads. With cameraman Kenchi Sring, Kiliangdan for BBS News.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining us. This is Sringdo Magalson saying goodbye.